In this video, we will learn the most effective way of creating your own home server without losing Windows capabilities. This video is divided into three parts. First, we will learn how can we set up a network attached storage, which is also known as NAS. NAS allows you to share files between the devices connected to a same network. After using NAS to share files across the devices, you will never think about going back and use hard disk or pen drive to share data between the devices. In the second part of the video, we will learn how can we set up a media server on the same system. A media server allows you to stream videos like movies, TV shows from your media server to other devices like TV, projector, mobile, and other computers. And in the third and the last part of the video, we will learn how can we set up our own VPN so that we can access this home server from across the world. Setting up network attached storage is really easy. You don't even need to have an external hard disk attached to the system. You can use whatever space you already have in your hard disk and create a new folder and then share it over the network. For this tutorial, I have attached one external SSD and I will create a new folder in it. I will name this folder as folder to share. Now I will transfer the content what I want to share to this folder. To share this folder over the network, we need to go to advanced sharing settings. Here you can select what type of permission you want to give to the users of this system. I will select everyone and I will give full control for read and write. If you have multiple user accounts on this system and you want to restrict the permission to some specific users, you can select from here and change the permission for the users. Now we can see it's showing the network path, and this is the path what we are going to use to access this folder from any other device which is also connected to the same network. I have connected this computer system to a Wi-Fi network, and I am also going to connect my mobile to the same network so that I can access the files on the NAS. NAS can be accessed via any modern file explorer, but for this tutorial I am going to use CX File Explorer. I found this explorer to be really good at buffering videos in real time. I will use SMP Server Message Block protocol to access the file stored on the shared folder. Here you can either enter hostname or the IP address of the system. Since I haven't configured a static IP address for my system, I will use hostname to access the shared folder. Here you need to enter the Windows user's credentials. Since I allowed all the users of that particular system to have access to that folder, I will use one of the usernames and passwords here to access this shared folder. Here we go. Now we can access the content of the share folder. Yeah, that's all what we need to do to share a folder over a network. Now this section is a bonus for someone who wants to protect their data from potential hard disk failure. There is one option in Windows where you can pool different storages across hard disks, and the pooled storage allows you to create multiple copies of a single file so that in case of hard disk failure, you will be able to recover your data from another hard disk. To simplify this, I will explain the most basic approach what Windows uses to make pool storages. It's called mirroring. Here what Windows does, it pools two hard disks into one pool storage, and whenever you copy any file into this storage, it creates two copies of that file in separate hard disks. And by doing so, Windows ensures that if there is any failure in one of the hard disks, your data will still be protected and you will be able to recover it from another hard disk. Also, The writing and reading speeds can vary according to the type of pool storage option you are going for. If you are going talking about mirroring, in mirroring the reading speed is faster because you have access to the same file from two different hard disks, but writing speed is more or less same. You can read more about pool storage strategies like RAID 5. These strategies can be used to improve the efficiency of the storages and can also provide better protection. To create a pool storage in Windows, you first need to open Manage Storage Spaces. Here you can see it is showing that this computer has two pool storages. One is of 5 TB and another is of 1 TB. You can also see that in 5 TB pool storage, I do have two hard disks connected, and I have used mirroring option to pool these storages. But if you want to try a different type of pooling strategy like RAID 5, you will need more than two hard disks connected to your system. We will go back to the file explorer. Here you can see that I do have two pooled storages. One is called NAS active, another is called NAS passive. And I also have one hard disk connected to this system. It's called New Volume E. And I am going to show how we can use this New Volume E to create a pool storage. We will go back to Manage Storage Spaces. Then we will click on Create a New Pool and Storage Space. Since I only have one hard disk connected, it is showing only that hard disk here. But if you have multiple hard disks connected to your system, it will show all the hard disks here, and you can select all those hard disks, and then you can click on Create Pool to create a pool storage. After this step, it will ask you what type of pooling strategy you want to use. You can select either two-way mirroring or RAID 5, whatever you want, you can select from there. And then when you click on create a storage, it will create a storage pool for you. And yeah, that's all what you need to do if you want to create a pool storage and you want to manage those spaces in Windows platform. Since I don't have any other hard disk connected to the system, I am not going to create a pool hard disk right now. Now let's move towards the second step, which is to create an entertainment server. Creating an entertainment server is pretty easy. You just need to install few softwares, and before that you need to create a folder which will have all your TV shows and movies stored on it. Now I'm going to create one folder. It's called entertainment. Now I'm creating two separate folders for movies and TV shows. Once you have created your entertainment folders and transferred the files into that folder, you are ready to install your favorite media server software. I will not explain how to install the software. You can install either Plex or Jellyfin. Both the softwares are really good. I prefer Jellyfin because I found that it is better in recognizing the video formats and clubbing the videos together to make playlists. But in other aspect, Plex sometimes outperform Jellyfin. So it's like completely your personal preference. You can install either of these two softwares. Once you have installed the software and followed the instruction to link your media folders to the software, you will be able to see all the files in the GUI of the software. Here you can see all of my TV shows and movies are here. To access these files on your smartphone, you can install the respective applications of the software on your smartphone. Also, you can install these softwares to your projectors and a smart TV so that you can access all the files stored on this media server from anywhere you want. We have completed two steps and we do have a home server running on our local network. Isn't it cool? You can access all your files and medias from any device you want. Also, if you go for RAID 5 pooling strategy, then you will be able to secure your data from potential losses. That's pretty cool, but still something is missing. Still, we can't say that our network storage is better than Google Drive, as we can't access our files when we are not at home. So how can we do that? How can we convert this storage into a cloud storage without buying any additional software? There are several ways of doing it. For example, installing a cloud server application like FileShare, or installing a remote access client on your system so that you can access the files from anywhere in the world, or setting up your own VPN on this system so that you can access the whole network from anywhere you want. I personally feel that using a VPN is the most secure and most easiest way of accessing the network from any other location. So that's why I'm going to explain how can you set up a VPN client on your system. But you are welcome to use more than one strategies to make your system more accessible. There is a really good video on YouTube that talks about how can you configure OpenVPN server on your system, and I recommend you to follow the steps mentioned in this video before we talk about our next step. Alright, so I assume that you have installed OpenVPN server on your system and you have verified that OpenVPN client is also working on another device. There was a problem in the other video, so I will fix that problem in this last section of this video. The problem was related to auto start of the OpenVPN server. So in the previous video we configured OpenVPN server, but when you start the system, ideally it should automatically start the server as well. To fix this problem, we will create a startup process. First we will open Notepad. Then I will copy paste this line to this Notepad file. You may have to change the path of this openvpn.gui.exe file in your system. Particular line is a command to start OpenVPN server. I am saving this file as openvpn start.bat. You can save this file anywhere you want. I am saving it to the same hard disk. Now I will create a shortcut of this file on desktop. Now I will open Start Menu Programs Startup folder for Windows, and I will cut paste this script's shortcut to that folder. Now this step will ensure that every time when you reboot your system, the OpenVPN server gets automatically started.